Welcome, everyone, to the Existential Podcast. I'm your host, Jonas. I'm joined by my two co hosts, Hunter and Jeremiah, and today we're going to be talking about scientific morality and ethics. How are you guys doing today?
Really good. Or life is nice. Life is nice. My motto.
Doing ready to throw my opinion into this here.
In this episode.
Yeah, shit. All right, so we're going to start with the scenario. You're perusing an article about how scientists just discovered a cure to the plethora of cancers, and in the article they explain partially how they went about it, stating that willing participants may have died in the thousands of tests that were done, but not to worry because the ones that survived were paid handsomely. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking, what is paid hand? How much is that exactly? Is that like
My work would say a $10 gift card to Amazon.
yeah, that's paid handsomely.
Yeah, they just give $25 gift cards.
Here's a $25 gift card. Don't use it in one place.
Don't use one place.
Oh shit!
So what? So what they? I'm sorry. What was the question?
Yeah. So you're reading an article, and some scientists discovered a cure to cancer. And they partially went about it, like how they went about it. They did thousands of tests.
Yeah.
With willing participants, humans, and some of them may have died, but not to worry because the ones that did live were paid well.
So like, is the question like, what is our thought on that? Or
Yeah, like what's the first thing you think of, like if you were to see that?
Cool. Got a cure for cancer, I guess. Like, well, not cool, but like, damn, we got a cure for cancer. Question is, what kind? You know? So many
Yeah,
cancers
no,
out
it's
there.
it's yeah,
It's a
the
blanket
plethora
coverage?
of cancers, so
Okay.
it's all of them.
Is that probable, or is it like a cure cancer for one in all cancers, or is it like
No, it
No.
had to be many.
have to fly?
You'd have to,
That was just a little side thing. I was curious. Like, could you invent like a machine or something to like kill every like cancer?
it'd be so hard to fucking pinpoint.
And then,
Yeah,
like if you have
so.
like a brain cancer like that, you have
yeah,
to
just
treat
fucking
that
smoke
differently
them.
because you
Just
can't
smoke
just kill
them.
every
straight cooked, straight up lobotomy.
Is it okay to like do something like this, like a test on humans, because at least we found a cure to cancer?
So in China, sure, they could probably do that.
Yeah,
But here in America, we have policy. You have to deal. You have to know every exact risk.
yeah,
And you have to know exactly what you're signing up for. So when they propose this to
Yeah.
people, they would have to be like risk of death, and then you'd have to list out every single
right.
possibility there is, and you would consent, written consent.
Yeah, laws are still
But it's
laws.
possible. But it's
Is
possible.
it possible?
No, not possible. But I guess yeah. Is it still possible or legal to have someone like partake in that, like consensually, like sign up for
No,
some type of test,
nope.
or
Not-
no, like they can't experiment on people at all. Period.
Yeah, period.
Not if it's like, okay, we test this thing on like monkeys or whatever, and so far it's as safe as we can make it. We just now want to like convert it.
You could do trial runs like that, but it's not every trial run's not gonna be that like level of like,
Safety or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, the reason you can't test on like humans, even if they're like, oh yeah, they all understand the risk, literally everything. You do all the legal shit for it. It's the same reason like why you can't go into the doctors and like say you have a brain cancer and you're like, can you please just put me down, kill me? You're like, I literally have no reason to live. I have brain cancer. I'm gonna die soon anyways. It's something to do with like, oh, it's immoral to test on humans, or just with the possibility of them dying being a thing. To pretty much know.
Especially if that's side
Yeah,
death.
that's
if it's like a very rare and you've like tested on rats, those are like closest genetic makeup.
Yeah, or DNA.
yeah, and something like this would not be.
Yeah.
It would straight fucking test.
Plus the CIA would come in. Turn.
Alright, reading further, you see that the reason they weren't testing on animals is because the potency of cancer in animals is less than humans, and they wanted to be the first to find the cure, and what better way than the source itself? Do you think there is anything wrong with the starting point of research being that of which will render the most results?
Put that different. Can you put that
Can you
differently?
word that a little bit differently?
Okay,
Give me a sentence.
So say you're going to do a research paper
Yeah.
on something for say you're trying to find the cure to cancer, right? And you're like, man, I could find the cure to cancer if I could just test on humans. But the public wants me to go a different way and test on animals and plants and shit. Um, um, do you think it would be okay if the starting point of your research was the thing that will give you the fastest results, aka human?
I mean,
Just
yes,
logically, right?
logically, yeah. I mean, but
But morally.
morally, how effective is a 50 cal bullet on human beings? Let's find out.
There's a reason it's
You
an
know,
anti-material.
that's why we use pig. You know,
Mhm.
but like, you know, I don't think there's a problem necessarily with starting any like just overall thing like that
Yeah.
with humans, as long as the risks aren't.
Yeah,
So,
most of the risk are
so in
death.
this case, I'd say it's not the greatest.
Does it have to be death though? Like,
The
Well, in this scenario, I think that's
the
pretty
way
likely
they're gonna
odds.
test most likely it could result in death because of the way cancer cells work. Like,
well, I'm not saying. My question more is of like, death the only line we're gonna draw where it's like immoral or where we shouldn't do it?
No, it
Like,
definitely
what if
shouldn't be
we do this thing? You're not gonna die, but you're gonna be permanently blind. You're
permanent
gonna be
blind
permanently
or
disabled, or I don't know. You're gonna speak in a different language. Get out of it.
I
Like,
think nowadays they have a thing for if it'll affect you, like, mentally,
yeah,
like PTSD type stuff.
yeah, because like if you affect someone so much that they might as well be dead, like
Yeah. Yeah.
what's kind of or you're hindering their life in a way where like they can't recover ever from it, like then you might as well just have fucking killed them at that point. Oh, that was just an interesting question I thought I would pose. Like, where should we draw the line? If
Yeah,
it's
that's
just if death is the only like outline, like the only
yeah, that's the
line,
main thing, yeah. Yeah, just
if it
fucking send as long as we can keep them alive.
yeah, they're a couch potato, they're living, so fuck it. Like,
anything that I would like renders you physically or any mentally
Anything that, like, disrupts
disabled,
your normal life, or I guess how your life was.
it can severely affect you for a very long time, like permanent. uh, yeah.
what about if it's short? Like, you'll be blind for 6.
You okay for
We'll
six
pay.
months?
Let's say they're like, okay, because I'm trying to make this easy, and we'll pay for you until fully recover. Like, we'll pay for medical
They
bills,
would
or we'll
have to
pay for your.
prove that it would be 6
Yeah,
months.
you would have to have so much testing proving that it is 6 months on. It's not 6 months on. Because if it's over 6 months, even if by an hour, they could.
So what if
Yeah.
they're just like just short term? The longest people like had this. I'm just going with blindness. I don't know,
Right.
but like this blindness strike, we've seen them recover. Usually, the latest is like 6. We'll cover for you until you get your vision fully back to where it was,
Mm.
or at least to where you can get back to normal life.
Are you asking me if that's like morally correct?
Like, yeah, would that be like
A
morally
way to go
okay,
around it.
or yeah,
Yeah.
a way to go
Yeah.
around?
The way they go around it is we
Because
see
if it's a short term,
it's 3 to 6 months with some case possibly longer. The way they would word it.
yeah,
Yeah.
So it's like we say it's 3 to 6 months, but
it could
it's
take
9 and it covers our ass. You know,
Yeah.
That's
it's
how they do it.
not that covers her ass.
That's how they do
Yep.
That's some scumbaggery right
it.
there.
It
I'm
It
not gonna
is.
lie.
is.
When and why should morals be used in scientific research, and who determines what is right and what is wrong?
Society
Yeah, that's what I
determines
was thinking.
it.
I
Society.
feel like that and the subject, whoever's tested,
Yeah,
Yeah. It doesn't even have to be people. It could be something
legally,
else.
morally is really hard to justify because
Yeah.
there's no legal, moral justification other
Yeah.
than like don't eat people. You know?
Yeah. And then obviously in science, like morals, not a real thing. morals are a subjective thing,
It's very
the
hard to measure.
opinion-based stuff. Um, I don't know when morals should be used. I personally like the idea of fucking sending it because we could learn so much by being unethical.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the issue with being unethical though is to be like at what cost would that be? Like we could find cures to cancer, we could do all this stuff being unethical, probably do it a lot faster. But at what point will we just look ourselves in the mirror and be like, you know what? Like we created all this stuff and healed a lot of people, but like we killed millions of people doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
Yeah, you'd have
yeah.
to test on a lot of cancer patients, though, right?
I
Oh,
think
for
Yeah,
sure.
for
Yeah.
sure.
yeah,
And you'd even have to test it on people that don't.
I don't have it. Yeah.
Yeah, to see if it affects them.
And you'd have to get people that have cancer that think they're getting a cure, placebo. Not.
Yeah.
And you
Yep.
could be giving it to people that have severe cancer or people that have very minor. And
Yeah. Yeah,
It-
and like people have tried doing the thing of like, oh, take a biopsy of the cancer and then let it grow in a petri dish and stuff like that. But the problem is because in a petri dish with a biopsy, it doesn't the cancer cells don't have more food to live.
Yeah.
They just end up dying off. Whereas with a live person, they can just
cut it
keep going.
I'm about to pose a question. I'm curious on what you guys think, but like, would it be? Because I think I already have like an idea in my head on what the answer would be, but like us as humans, do you think it's morally better to watch someone die of cancer or experiment on them to prevent other people from dying in the future of that said cancer? If that
I
so,
th-
where like the question pretty much is, should we kill them to help find a cure, or should we just let the cancer run its course and we just like kind of experiment some other way to find the cancer? You know what I'm saying? Might
uh,
take longer, but at least we're not the one
yeah.
executing the plan or whatever
I think
on
that
that person.
I think that depends on the patient, right? Like whenever I inevitably get colon cancer, I would be totally down to fucking go to science. Hey, can you try to find the fucking cure to cancer? Like if I die, I die. I'm gonna die from fucking colon cancer anyways. There's like zero success rate of fucking living from colon cancer.
uh, that's a kind of a hard one for me to answer because I've seen people suffer,
Yeah,
and it's hard to see because you can see them coming week by week.
Yeah,
You
they
can
look
you can
dead.
see it. You can see it
the
happen,
decline. Yeah,
and you feel bad because you know they're in like severe discomfort, and we're doing the best we can to just kind of make them comfortable. So I mean, what I would say is whatever if the testing is not as like it doesn't create as much discomfort for the patient as just letting it happen would be, I would say yeah, sure. But if it's more discomfort for the patient, then
I think I see it the same way like we do animals, right? Um, like you see an animal that's like in pain, they're like sick or whatever, and we're like, it's better to just put them down
yeah,
yeah.
to get them out of their misery or whatever.
yeah,
Um, but with like this situation, you could at least learn something from it.
yeah. I feel like it's easier for people to do to put them out of their misery for animals just because it's an animal and we
It's an
don't
animal.
Yeah,
There's no
they
we
just-
have
attached
like
they
to
don't
there are
it.
have
people
as
that have
much.
crazy connections to their animals. Yeah, my son.
Yeah, we're taking
But
Mr. Red out back, Old Yeller Room.
it's a lot different when it's an actual person and you're in a real life scenario
Yeah,
because you
Yeah,
know this is a person who has stories, and when they die, those stories are gone, and they die
yeah,
with them. You
yeah,
know,
yeah. And the doctor has to like, they have to be okay with basically killing this person.
the doctor has to be like, the, you know, so you know, sucks.
oh yeah. I have a friend who works in hospice. Tells me about that shit all the time.
Hosp-
That shit's really interesting to me. But like, I asked her all types of questions. Yeah, how do you handle that shit? Like, just I had to deliver to a cremation facility at work a few days ago. That shit creeped the fuck out. Like I don't like dead bodies like that. You just fucking deals with it left and right. And I was like, how do you deal with this? She's like, to be honest, it's really the families that are the hardest.
Yeah.
It's not even like the actual patient. It's really like dealing with families,
For sure.
telling them what's going on, giving them updates or
Mhm.
whatever, and having to deal with their emotions and them flipping out or them trying to seek retribution or whatever they're
Yeah.
trying to, like it's just a lot.
The families are usually harder to deal with.
We've kind of already gone over this, but do you think it's okay to research things that could teeter on the verge of morals or ethics as long as it advances human life?
What's Peter? Like what the fuck? Like
You know, like teeter totter, like it's really
It's
close.
on
Like
the edge.
you could
You're in a gray
consider
area. You're
it
in the gray area.
unethical, but you can also consider it
what?
ethical.
Can you give me an example of like of a gray area or like Peter or something like
The
that on the
Stanford prison experiment.
what's that?
Got
God damn it.
Now you gotta explain another
Yeah,
thing.
you gotta
Someone's
explain
got
So it was experimenting. It was a test with I think college kids or just college kids. Where a professor wanted to know if humans were like naturally evil or naturally bad. So they got a group of kids that needed like money for something, whatever. A few of them were like cops or corrections officers, and then the rest of them were all prisoners. And they put them in like a literal prison situation. It wasn't an actual prison, but it was a like a thing that
Like a
like
set.
a building that was made, set to look like a prison. Um, and w- they didn't find because they found out later years that the fucking professor had pretty much forced the corrections officers to be mean to the prisoners,
Yeah. It's
so
like
that way it would match his what he wanted to see, that
hypothesis.
his hypothesis that people are naturally evil. Um, but they were allowed to beat them, like spray them, pepper spray these fucking prisoners. They could do anything. They could take their clothes off. They could fucking rape them. Anything doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They were
I saw
allowed
he
to.
was slowly like inching towards rape. He was like they could do anything.
They
They
could do
could beat
anything.
him. They could pepper spray. They could take their clothes off. They could even rape him.
Waterboard?
They
Right.
could rape.
Yeah, no, they were allowed to do fucking anything.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
And
That's
it
like
was-
on the verge
It was
of ethics.
manipulated.
Yeah.
They were manipulated to do the terrible thing.
Yeah,
Like,
and the prisoners knew going into it that was allowed to happen to them.
Okay.
And then the corrections officers did that. But when they had first started it, none of that happened. Like the corrections officers were totally nice to all of the prisoners, and the professor that was doing the study didn't like that. He was like mad that they were not being mean to them. So he had basically coerced them to be evil.
Well, uh, this I guess teetering on the ethical side. One, I think one of the issues him actually going in and trying to curve the experiment to his favor.
Oh
Which I
yeah,
think is
sure.
really unethical just on a fucking experimental like scientific basis. But that experiment itself, I mean, as long as no one's like getting like I mean, I guess they're you come away from like psychological scars or whatever, maybe even like physical, like permanent scars
No, yeah,
going through
like
that.
they said that they could chop like people's fingers off.
But to me, and they're getting paid for it, but what's the difference between that and going to like a haunted mansion or like
Oh
I
yeah,
know
like the Manor.
yeah, like where they can fucking feed you dog food and shit like
Yeah.
that. And, like you know what I'm saying? Like what's the difference between that and that? That's I mean, you could still say like,
I
well, they're
think
both like
the
they're
McCanny
moral, but
Manor is under, or I think they just recently got sued again for being unethical.
Yeah.
For stuff like that, and they actually had to he had to like stop it or something just recently because of that.
because he was feeding niggas dog.
Yeah,
It
he
was
was doing
crazy
crazy
things.
shit.
It went-
People were ended up with like broken bones and stuff.
They
Yes.
have people have safe words, and the people that were in the attraction went.
Pineapple. Shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
He said, I forgot it. I forgot the safe word.
What's the safety word again?
Shit.
That was one for last week, bitch. He fucking
You raped him?
Bard, bitch. Oh my goodness.
Shit.
That's some wild stuff.
The that the gray area. If the thing is I've learned to operate not in a gray area. It's
Either
either
black or white.
black and white. You got to be. It's
Full
either one or the
Cindy?
other. And if it's even slightly gray,
It's
nope,
instantly
Black.
it's a
black,
no.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I.
For me, I think it depends on what it
It's on pedophiles. I'm for it.
is. Just fucking send it. This one's fucking great. Would it be okay to pay off the government to do research that's immoral, as long as the public didn't know?
I mean,
MK
they do that
Ultra.
anyway.
They already did it.
Exactly. I was thinking the
They
same.
already
thing.
did
I was
it.
like, I'm pretty sure they already do this.
They did
shit.
it with black people with sickle cells.
Yep.
Back in what was it, the 60s? Something like that?
Yep.
Or the 50s?
Tuskegee.
Yeah, like
No, yeah. The next question is, do you think this is still happening? 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
probably.
100% this is still happening.
Goddamn COVID vaccine with the
Well,
goddamn
no,
nano trackers.
People like it's 2025 and there's still human trafficking. Yeah, nigga. Like what?
What?
Seattle. I think Seattle. Jen was telling me Seattle's like the #1 spot for human trafficking in
Yep.
America. I was like, what?
Yep.
Seattle?
I-5.
The Seahawks?
Dude,
the amount
the
of
I-5
bodies that
corridor
go
is
through I-5 is
crazy.
crazy.
Dude, where was I? I think
That's
I
what
was
Jamal was saying too. I-5. There's a lot of like traffic. I didn't know that.
when I was
taking
hauling
I-5 with you.
cars
Not
to. Where was I hauling cars to? Medford?
Going to 205.
We're not even listening to what Jonas is saying right now. I missed completely what he's saying.
No, it's hauling cars to Medford, and there's a way station in Grants Pass, and there was a truck pulled over, and they were pulling people out of the back of the fucking truck.
36 mix.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
That's
was,
Joe Biden's
no, it was a
America.
shit ton. Tons of fucking Mexican people.
Yeah. What'd you do?
Well, I just kept driving,
Yeah.
but I was like,
He did
dude,
his
I didn't see
job.
nothing.
Did his job.
yeah. Well, yeah, I'm fucking doing my job. They already got him in the scale. They already had the freaking thing open, pulling them out.
They were in the oh,
They
you
were-
said way station.
They said
Yeah,
I didn't catch
190.
that.
Yeah,
I thought they were just pulled over.
160.
Yeah, no, this was in
65.
the scale. Yeah, this was in the scale.
They said 5'3", 165 pounds, male.
Well,
Got 'em.
Yeah, they were
Got
like, dry van? There's something weird about the weights on this dry van
Why is
trailer.
it moving?
Yeah, why is it rocking back and forth like
Was
there's
there
a
a baby
fluid
crying
in
in
there?
there? You guys have goats? No?
It's just the brake seat.
It's just the brakes. Don't open it. Why do they pull over? Why don't you just keep going?
I don't know why they pulled it into the scale, dude. They should have just ran.
It was an organ. It was important.
Yeah, it was an organ, dude. They should have just ran for it, dude. What were they thinking, dude?
Oh, shit.
That's because I think I was listening to some, or I heard a
Maybe
cop
they wanted to
say
get pulled over.
that usually like traffickers and stuff like that, they only drive specifically the speed limit. They don't go any higher or lower, and they follow all the rules because they don't want to look suspicious. And he
Oh.
said that actually makes them look more suspicious.
Yeah. It's like when a person's driving drunk and they go under the speed limit because they don't want to speed.
Yeah.
They're going like 20 to 55. You're like, what the fuck?
All over the place.
You're like, what the fuck? Why is a box truck pulling into a waste? Bro, it's just not even a classic.
U-Haul.
It's not even a combination.
No, it was like a truck like yours.
Oh, a
It's called
straight truck?
Yeah, it's called a dry van. No, bigger than yours. It was a 53-foot dry van, so it's a
Damn.
normal semi truck trailer
Oh, okay.
with
That's a
fucking,
lot of body.
yeah, it was a
lot of
lot
bodies.
of people.
In the dark?
Um,
They have seatbelts and shit, or they're just standing
No,
there?
they're just in
they're
there.
laying in there.
They're laid
Yeah,
down.
like stacked on top of each other.
What if you flip over? Bro, they're stacked on top of each other?
Yeah, they're
The-
trying to get
the-
as many
they're
people
like
across the board
sardines in
as
a can.
possible.
Like
That's how they
literally,
do it.
like
Like
literally,
in a
like I'm laying on my back. You're
No.
gonna lay on top of me. We're just gonna fucking stack shit.
Yeah, but like rows of it.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
How you know?
What?
Did you see it?
He did it.
did
It was him driving.
No, because I had to pull into the scale too. Because I got
Oh, you just saw them all like fucking laying down. Like,
Jonas just see someone in a
Yeah.
mummy.
there's so many fucking cops, dude.
Jonas
They,
what
they
the
were. I'm like,
fuck?
I was like, can I take a picture of
You should.
this?
The cops sees your flag. He's like, you guys can all go free if you kill him. He fucking chased them.
No shit.
Dude, they're hopping on that truck.
That's crazy. So they're just all just fucking piled up in this van, in this
Yeah, in the trailer.
53-foot trailer. It's dark too in there, nigga. Like it was probably nighttime. I'm
Oh
assuming.
yeah, yeah. It was like
Oh.
All they hearing is
Medford. I would have been
Dude,
or Grants
niggas gotta
Pass.
take a piss
Terrible.
and shit. You just pissing everywhere.
Oh, dude.
Shit.
Yeah, dude, it's bad. Like they got like milk jug full piss. This-
How can they see where they're peeing at?
He thinks it's pissed Mountain Dew.
It was Mountain
Just give him a life.
oh shit.
It was an
5 gallons of
experiment.
Mountain Dew.
How far you throw? No. That shit, I don't know. That shit's
That's how they do it on the train. They do it on the trains too. Like when I think at the GM yard, I was getting like some Cadillac or whatever. In the car next to me, there was like a fucking milk jug full of piss in there, and some guy's clothes. I'm like, what the fuck? Somebody like living in this brand new car? This just got off the
Don't they
factory.
X-ray the train?
Huh? Yeah, yeah. They'll stay in. What they'll do
Get
is
a lifetime supply of X-ray right there.
when they get onto the train, they'll get into the rail car thing and they'll get into the trunk, and then they'll stay in the trunk because
Dude, that's so scary.
the train people I don't think check the trunks. We do, or I guess I did when I hauled cars because we got to make sure all the paperwork and shit's in there. But yeah, once they get out, the people will move the cars out into the yards, and then they'll wait a little bit, like hour or two, pop the fucking trunk with the manual handle, and then run away.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
now we're in Portland.
They can't even
imagine you're like one of like the fucking the train engineers or whatever. You just fucking pop that shit and nigga just runs out butt ass naked. You're like, what the fuck? You're like, what is this? What?
I wouldn't even know what to think.
You're like, damn, this is the fourth time this week.
Yeah, dude, some of them tried to steal cars. Bro, that shit's crazy.
They GTA the shit.
Well, they'll drive on
the goddamn Camaro.
And yeah, that's what it was. A ZL1 Camaro. Guy tried to run over the railroad tracks.
Nice.
Yeah, because car's too low.
Yeah.
Adam.
Usually what happens. That shit. You guys know what I think it's the Roberts Tunnel. Can't remember. It's by Pioneer Park. I think, Pioneer Park, downtown Portland. It's like up that hill, but like it's where the trains go. The Primate.
Yeah.
Bro, we had someone like a few years ago fucking, I don't know if they're drunk, some old lady, she fucking went in there and there's nothing but tracks in a big ass tunnel. And she just fucking went up there. Got like a good like mile up there and then got stuck. I was like, what the fuck?
That's a long far way to get.
Yeah.
That had nothing to do with the conversation other than High Center. But that shit was just retarded.
Anyway.
Should researchers be more transparent about their research?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
you want to be
too.
ethical, yeah.
If you're trying to not skate by the laws, you need to be 100%.
Yeah, and people say that they already are because they're like, oh, well, they show their whole thing, but I don't think they show everything.
They're not.
They don't put they get like their whole hypothesis and all that shit, like what materials they're going to use, the 5th grade way of doing science, and then they make a draft to give to the public.
They're not being.
Oh, I don't trust that shit in general just because I feel like it's cool and people tend to lie. I mean, like that fucking professor who tried to dispute that, like.
Yeah, it took fucking years.
I'm not saying everyone does that, but I'm just saying like that's a possibility.
Yeah.
And depending on what their motives are, what their morals are, what they have riding on this, you know what I'm saying? Like if they have a bunch of like billions of dollars or millions or hundreds of thousands of backers, looking for a certain result. You know what I'm saying? They might just skew it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They might just, give it a little tap towards the direction they want it to be, Yeah, like shit like that. It's gotta keep that into account when we look at this stuff. Make sure that everything's on the up and up. Make sure no one's fucking anything up.
Yeah, and the thing is like you got to be able to like replicate that research yourself. Like that's how it's supposed to be. But then people will go and do it, and they're like, "How come I'm not getting the same results they got? There's something missing." This is along the same lines of that. Do you think it's okay to withhold information from the public on research as long as it's or as it could be detrimental to society?
Like what? Like, oh, we saw fucking experimented. It turned out we're 50% alien. We're not from.
I mean, the thing with withholding information is it could be.
Oh yeah.
Like the one thing I think about a lot, 3 Mile Island, they were releasing. It was like built up, I think, vapors.
Yeah, it was
did contain radioactive like material, but it wasn't like a very dangerous amount at all, and it was completely safe too. And there was like news helicopters going around the building, and they had caught the reading from it, and it was like some certain amount, and they were like, "Oh, there's this amount of radiation being
yeah.
released. And then they asked the guy that was trying to solve the issue, what about the radiation that's leaking out of the building? That I didn't know there was radiation leaking about in the building because they didn't tell them that they were doing it. They just did it. Some supervisor just did it, and they didn't say anything, and they were like, "No, we're not doing that." And then they ended up doing that. They didn't tell people exactly what they were doing and that it was completely safe.
Was it completely safe?
It was. They didn't tell them. They were like, "Yeah, this is." They didn't specify that it was safe. They didn't say like it's okay. It's okay that we're releasing this and it's not dangerous. It doesn't.
So they just did. So the issues they didn't say that. So no one.
They
knew.
didn't say that it was okay.
Yeah, they just released
Oh,
it.
they just said, yeah, this shit's being released right now.
Yeah.
Radioactive.
Yeah, and when people think radioactive stuff, they're like, "Oh, it's all
fuck.
poison."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Fallout, get that fucking raid.
Even
Drink that raid away shit. You know, get rid of
Yeah,
it.
rat away, baby. No. All right, here's the big one. That I hope lasts a while because I don't think I have any more questions after this. Is there any research that you would do that is technically considered immoral or unethical today? I can start if you want.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Get
go
dark,
ahead.
Jonas. Get dark.
My answer is yeah, 100%. There's research that I would do that's technically considered immoral or unethical. I'd buy a plot of land, put 15 houses in it, in a circle, like Town of Salem.
Yeah, to make affordable housing.
So here's the craziest part about what you just said, because I'm about to tell you. So I'll cover all the living expenses and extras for 11 of the people. So I'll pay for anything they want. They want a brand new fucking car, I'll buy it for them.
Or if they want another house, another plot of land.
Shit.
They want their own 15 houses.
So I'll cover everything for 11 of the people, and then 4 other people that are in there will have to pay for all living expenses, and I'll adjust the prices of stuff to where they only have enough money to survive. So only enough for food and like water.
Yeah.
Would the 4 people commit crimes or like beg for money from their neighbors? And if they did commit crimes in the neighborhood, would the 11 other people be able to figure out who the 4 committing crimes are? And then the second half of the question would be, is this able to prove how universal housing and food is positive for society as it could reduce crime?
So the question is, you have a plot of land.
Yeah.
Does the number really matter? Like, can we just say let's say 10 people and four of them?
Yeah, no, the number technically doesn't matter. I was just
okay.
I was just using 15 as an example.
That's such a weird number. 15.
It's not even his favorite.
Listen, I had to look at the Town of Salem like this. People.
Okay, so let's just say for argument's sake, let's say 10 people, 5 of them get this, 5 of them don't. All right, so the 10 people consenting go to you, or what? So you build a plot of land.
No. This is I don't even tell them nothing. I just say, hey, here's some houses. This is how much it costs. And then for 11 of those people, I actually end up paying for them, so they don't have to pay me anything.
And you tell them that you're paying for them?
Not until after they get into the house.
Okay, so
the other people don't know.
So what, they give you money for
all
nothing?
the 15 people don't know anything when they start.
So they don't give you a down payment or nothing? They don't take a mortgage out or some shit? They don't.
No, like say I have rent at $800 or some shit like that.
Okay.
Say they give me the $800, I'll actually just give it.
Okay.
But for the other 4 people, no, they won't. I actually take more out.
You don't think they'll talk to each other and be like, "Yo, like"?
They might. Some people don't. Like, we don't talk to any of these people.
What if you get sued for discrimination or some shit?
That's why I said this is considered immoral or unethical.
I'll be honest. That's
what
not where I was going.
Ethnicity are the 4 people not
That's not where I was going with this though. Okay, so so you get right. So they're living there. And I mean, we're treating this as they just pay you rent type of thing. That's the relationship. They're was it tenants, right?
Yeah.
They're tenants. They're just living. Okay. And 5 of them are not having anything paid for. You're jacking up their prices or whatever.
Yeah. I'm making sure they can only pay for food and that's it. And they can only get like top ramen, rice, peanut butter, and as low as possible.
Okay. So my question is, what's stopping them from just leaving, going somewhere else?
The giant gate that I have, so you can't.
The giant gate.
So you're physically confining them, you're physically keeping them there.
Yeah.
and they can't leave even if they wanted to leave.
Yeah.
Even if they're like, I don't want to be a part of this shit
Yeah,
anymore.
no, they can't leave. They can't leave.
Okay.
Okay, Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Okay. So I got the premise. So what's the question?
Would the 4 people, well, 5 and the thing that you said, would they commit crimes? Like in the neighborhood? Like, would they try to, like, steal from the other neighbors that get literally anything? Would they see that, like, their neighbor just got a brand new fucking
I think
Porsche 911?
I think for the most part, if that shit is happening, and at least when it comes to neighbors, depending on how like everyone's personality is, they would probably help out the other neighbors and figure out what's going on. Like, well, we're not paying anything. We're not doing this. We're not doing that. Like, we can afford all the like he's paying for us. Like, I didn't pay shit. Like, I didn't pay for this fucking Lamborghini or whatever. And they're like, what the fuck?
Right.
Let me talk to them, and then they fucking jump you and then kill you and take your shit, and then now we're living rent free.
But if they decided, the rich ones, the ones
Yeah.
that you're paying for, if they decided to help out the other ones, would you
Yeah, what would you
stop
do?
that?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because that would be like, then you're interfering in your experiment.
So I see what you're saying, right?
Mhm.
But look at rich people today. They don't do that.
I mean, we're not in their neighborhoods though.
But like in
No,
Ohio,
they're-
where all those rich people are, they don't
What's
help
that?
out their other neighbors.
Fuck's Ohio? Like, what do you mean? Like,
There's
Dave
like
Chappelle's
all
in
the
Ohio.
richest.
I know
all
that,
the
but like,
richest
I've never been to Ohio. I
like
don't
all
know.
the richest people in the world are in Ohio.
Think about
Because
Camp.
like the
Think about
cost of
Camp.
living is low.
Okay, so the rich people, so all their neighbors are rich.
Yeah.
But
The thing is they separate themselves from people that aren't same.
Yeah, they live in gated communities and
Yeah.
shit. They don't
They're
give a fuck.
gated willingly.
Yeah, like they're like,
Yeah.
we want to be away from you niggas. Like, we don't want.
And maybe it's because they're worried about the
Yeah,
scenario he pulled up and
they're
get
like,
robbed.
I ain't trying to help no one. Fuck that shit.
I don't know,
Like,
yeah, like crimes and stuff.
I'm dead serious. I probably would do the same exact thing. Like, nobody wants to put themselves in a bad situation.
no one wants to put their family in a harmful situation. They don't want to have their house or their home be somewhere where they go home and they have to deal with danger and hazard every fucking day. They want to live where it's safe.
And they're not forced to do it. So if they were forced to live with people that were struggling, they are struggling.
Yeah. Yeah, they would
might
not
help.
know that the people were struggling unless the people came to them.
Yeah. So it would all depends on the like the characters.
No, they
that
would be
you-
talking. They would have like family
For
like
sure.
dinners and shit like that. Family
You think
game
so?
night. Yeah, I mean,
I don't think I've gone to any of
A
these
barbecue?
neighbors around us.
well, I
their
don't
shit.
consider like an apartment like really like.
They're not-
I'm talking about like house. Like this is our neighborhood. Like this is our cul-de-sac, right? Like this is where we do. Like I see you coming out of your house,
Yeah.
going for work. I give you a little wave.
Yeah.
4th of July, we've blown out fireworks. We're engaging. You know what I'm saying? Outside. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I think for that it depends on the character.
I also
for that
think
matter.
that
yeah, I think it depends. I think it depends on the people, but
I think it's also the environment. With houses, it's a lot different.
yeah.
I gotta share walls with motherfuckers, and that's already like a lot.
And there's already so many people here anyway, so it's like
you feel like you're cramped with these people, and you kind of feel like you're forced to be here with these people. You don't have you can't really separate other than the wall that's between.
yeah. You know, it just feels like there's no privacy.
Yeah, and you don't really want like I feel like especially for our generation, we don't want to create a connection that we don't have to.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think in the scenario where you're in houses in this little
Yeah,
what's it called a cul-de-sac,
the
it's
thing is
possible.
like 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. Like it's like a standard house. Like all
Okay.
of them have a standard house. They all look the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, but clearly the people that are struggling would see the people that aren't getting things.
They would talk like someone's gonna take out their trash and see the other person like cleaning their cars shit, or again like 4th of July, everyone's outside lighting up fireworks besides the poor people because they can't afford it. They're like, oh well, here, like I see you have kids, let me give you some of ours, and then boom, they build that relationship just like that.
I feel like eventually though they would catch on to what was happening
Oh yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
Like,
I think it would
after-
take time.
Oh,
but
yeah,
once
yeah.
they caught on, I think the people that were in the better situation might think that he's gonna give me whatever I want no matter what. So I have everything I need, so I can give it away. But
Yeah.
I mean, in our like realistic situation, some people that have everything and they're really rich are always afraid of losing it.
Oh yeah.
And they don't want to lose it, so they don't want to.
Give it away.
Give
I
it
mean,
away.
that's how you lose it though too, is by giving the stuff away and not managing it. I was
Yeah.
watching this video where fuck, was it Shaq? I don't know, it was some athlete where they're talking about they made like $1 million or whatever, like a few $1 million like their first
Oh,
year.
yeah, I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about now, yeah.
And he was like, I don't think it was Shaq to me. I think it was actually someone else I was listening to. And he was saying how um as soon as he got the money, you know what I'm saying, he bought his mom a car, brand new car, like $100,000, shit like that. Bought his sister a car, bought him a new house, and he was like, by the end of it, like I only had like $1,200 or something like I had no money
Yeah.
because once you buy that stuff, you don't think about actually maintaining it.
Yeah.
Like you buy a Lamborghini, that's cool, but now you gotta maintain the car if you don't put oil in that shit. If you don't work on the brakes come off. Now it's $8,000 you gotta replace. Transmission fucked up or whatever. Like you know what I'm saying. Like there's a lot of things that you have to maintain when you buy stuff,
Yeah.
like a house or like a
Yeah.
car that
Yeah.
people don't think about. And if you give people that shit that don't understand that, they're just gonna kind of take it for granted and then look for you for the answers. Like, oh, well, you got all the money, help me fix it. Like, well,
Especially if it's not like the top 1%, like the 1 of 1%.
yeah.
Like, if you got, like, just single digit millionaire, he's probably not gonna be, like,
Yeah, 'cause he
giving
could
it out
lose
like
it.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But
Apparently, a lot of those rich niggas too don't even like have. They take. I guess they take a lot of their money from like loans and shit. Like they have a lot of their money in the stock market or in
Yeah.
housing or some shit like that.
yeah. Yeah.
So they put like their house as collateral to take a loan out for whatever they need and spend it like that. So crazy.
I I don't think that would create a solution for, like, crime or anything like that,
Yeah,
or,
but do you
like,
think it could reduce it? Like,
no.
Reduce crime.
you don't think, giving people, like, housing and food would reduce crime?
No, I don't think it would. Because if you're people that are still bare minimum are still desperate to have more.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think you
yeah.
have there's very few amount of people who are like, "I have just enough and that's okay." Like 90% of people will always want more and they'll wanna be comfortable. But when you're barely making it, that's not comfortable.
Yeah.
When you feel like you're just making it by the skin of your teeth, that's not comfortable, and that's what makes people do things that are not rational.
I don't disagree. I think there's a mixture of that. Um, because I don't want to say like poor people or all poor people are criminals because
Yeah,
that's not true. But I do think if you have a living situation where you're desperate like that, I think it incentivizes you to do that stuff.
to
To
take those risks.
to take those risks. Not everyone does it, but that does, curate that. Um, so I think if you ease like their financial burden or whatever it could
Yeah, like
be,
a house.
or like a house, I think that you will see a decrease. Um, for some people, I think other people wouldn't. There was a girl who actually worked at TriMet that my trainer told me about, where I don't know her backstory, so take it with a grain of salt. I don't know if she was poor or whatever, but I guess she was used to stealing or whatever, and she got a job at TriMet. They pay very well. Medical fucking banger. Their medical's great. Retirement's great. Like literally, you don't have to worry. And she got fired because she would go into a store and steal clothes that she could afford. She could clearly afford, and I think they were saying she stole just because like she got the
The rush.
thrill, the rush
Yeah.
of stealing.
Yeah.
Um, which I think people do start getting like a mental like habit of especially if it's stealing, like especially if it's stealing something like a candy bar or something small that's really no harm, no foul, no one knows. Um, or like fuck the corporation, I'm gonna steal anyway because
Yeah.
um I don't think I think that mentality kind of sticks with you.
For
Um,
sure.
so the longer you do it, because you just look at it, it kind of desensitize. You get desensitized from it. You don't think of it like I'm
Yeah.
really committing like this terrible crime of
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
you don't see the actual consequence of it because 'cause you're like, well, this is not the same as, like, robbing somebody's car or stealing
yeah,
somebody's
robbing or
car."
like burglar or going to someone's house and
Yeah.
stealing their shit. Like
Like,
that's a
Mhm.
different thing.
Yeah.
Whereas like
That's
you're
very
committing a
personal.
crime to like a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Like
Yeah.
that's fucking
they're
nothing.
never
Like they
gonna
got
notice the money.
they got insurance for the shit anyway. Like it works itself out.
It's just a tax write-off anyways, who cares?
Yeah. But I do think if you give them money or like give them affordable housing or whatever, it will ease the
Oh,
overall.
yeah, this is not even affordable housing. This is, like, it's paid for. They don't have
Yeah.
to pay a dime. And same with food. So the ability to survive and be in a house is paid for. All of their money could be used for any of their hobbies.
Again, like I do think it'll help ease like the overall, but I think with certain people, it's just their
Yeah,
condition.
they're wired that way.
They're yeah, it's a survival instinct at this point. So like, I need this to survive. I need to steal this piece of bread. I need to figure out how I can get this meal. Like and I think when you have all that taken care of, I think you still have that mentality. You're still conditioned that way. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
your
for
brain doesn't
survival.
know how to switch off. Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar talks about that in one of his albums, one of his Butterfly. I don't remember. One of the albums. I thought it was pretty good. I was like, yeah, it's true. I never thought about that. Yeah, when you take people out of the hood or out of uh very like impoverished community and get them right, they still are conditioned.
No, I know what song you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah, Jamie's like that.
yeah.
She's
PTSD
real
is real. Like that shit is real. Like, yeah,
crazy.
Yep.
it's beautiful.
You know how many people flinch when you put a
Good album.
thermometer near their head?
Really?
A lot more than you'd think. Just like this. Like this. My hand's right next to your forehead. Just like this.
Well, they think you're
And,
like,
and they're
jamming
just
their
like, they'll like do this.
oh yeah.
I have women that look at me like this, and they'll be like trying to see, like I'm gonna take your temperature now, and they're still.
Yeah. Mental condition, even if it's small, even if it's like something subtle, like
Yeah.
you still have like that underlying like
Yeah.
condition for your brain. I think that's really interesting. Like people and like how they get into habits and how their brain works and how like the conditioning repetition of things. I don't know. I think that's really interesting to study. I like that a lot. Like addictions is interesting too. Like
Dude,
why we get
addiction's
addicted.
crazy.
Yeah, like why we get addicted to certain things, or like I feel like everyone has an addiction, whether they realize it or not. Whether it's like sleep, mine's sugar. Fucking love sugar, love brownies, love candy. I can't, bro. I ate fucking like 6 bars of the white Hershey chocolates yesterday at work. Like,
A fiend.
bro, I am disgusting. So
I'm a fiend for Wendy's spicy fried.
really,
Dude,
how many times a week you eat that?
How many times do I eat it a week?
Yeah.
I could eat it every day.
Mhm.
I
Like,
don't.
yeah, he chooses not to.
I choose not to, but I
Yeah.
could.
I just go into it. I just go into the fucking addiction. Like,
That and like any like fried potatoes, chips, French fries, those things. That's
Oh my god, French fries, dude.
I'd be lock me in a room.
I need to
full
learn
of
how to
like,
make my
French
own French
fries,
fries, dude.
I love the.
They
I
need to
love,
make them worse, so I stop eating.
I love the Red Robin's steak fries. Oh my, that shit's fire, bro.
Oh,
I'd choke
yeah.
a motherfucker dead. Fucking garlic steak fries, bro.
Dude, that shit's so
Don't
good.
tempt me.
No
That
shit.
shit's good.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like mine's like driving fast specifically. Like
You're an adrenaline junkie.
yeah.
You like watching horror movies?
Yeah, they're not bad. Usually
do.
they don't scare me
You
anymore.
like going to like Halloween houses, like haunted?
Yeah, I think those are sick.
Yeah. You ever get scared from them?
Not
Like you ever get like jump scared?
not much anymore, and it's mainly because when we were younger, Jeff, like we'd come
Jump
home
scare
from
us all the
school, Jeff
time.
would be in the laundry room.
He would be in the mask like Houston from Courage the Cowardly Dog. Hooga booga booga. You get fucking
Yeah,
scared.
dude, you would come home from work or school, and Jeff would be in the laundry room, pitch black, hiding behind the door. You open the door, and you're like, "Whoa!" And you'd be like, "What the fuck?"
What do you do?
Because you
Why are
can't see
you?
nothing. It's just pitch black.
It's
in
pitch
there.
black.
He
in
just
there.
like scaring people.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah,
he's a-
no, just that.
He's
Just
a
those kids.
I'm a scare him.
He's a fucking pervert, dude, for scaring us.
wanna
This
scare
motherfucker
him.
would be. We'd be in the car driving.
He'd be in
He's,
the
dri-
shower
he's
butt.
driving.
Yeah, he's driving.
He's driving. You're in the passenger seat. It's silent. No music. Boom! Grab your leg.
Yeah, he grabbed your.
He grab your thigh. Just fucking grip that motherfucker as he yelled, "Boom! Flat tire!" And then he just like, no, "You son of a bitch!"
He was preparing for the worst, man. He was training
Bro,
you.
yeah, he
He
literally.
said, "Oh, we could have died right
He
there."
literally trained fucking like jump
Dude's a
scares
goddamn-
out of us.
Dude's a
Dude.
goddamn fiend.
That shit's funny as fuck. You be butt ass naked in the shower, fucking just cleaning yourself, turn off like boom. You're like, what the fuck? Earthquake. Could have died. They're like, nigga, what?
Yeah,
Most random shit.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, people at work like you'll walk past a truck and they'll honk the air horn.
No.
Don't flinch at
No.
all. And they're like, dude, what the fuck? Are you just like stone cold? I'm like, dude, I'm just conditioned for this type of stuff.
There's only one person at my work that scares me. She's very fast, very light on her feet, and she'll just come in a room and she's really loud. Hey, I need this. Every time it gets me. No one else does that. No one else is loud. No one else is that quiet and then that loud.
Hey, bitch, shut
She's
up.
so excited. She's so excited to talk. And then nobody else will like. They'll all try to scare me. They'll turn off the lights, and I'm just like,
Like, oh, Hunter, he doesn't react to anything. Oh,
I'm just.
we're gonna break him one of these days.
They'll
We're
go.
gonna
They'll yank
break
my
him.
chair backwards like this. So I like feel like I'm falling. And
We didn't get him that time. We'll get him tomorrow.
I tell them, I said,
We'll
you
get
guys
him
aren't
next
gonna
time.
scare me. It doesn't work. None of
We're
you are
gonna
loud
get you
enough.
one of these days.
Yeah.
And they snicker away.
Yeah, they snicker away.
They snicker away. That's great.
One time I
They
was
fucking crawl in the hole in the ground.
little fucking gremlins. Go ahead. One time I was taking a break in a room and I had the lights off because I was laying down, and I had opened the door and the lights were still off, and I'm just standing there, and one of the girls walks by and she's like, the door opens and she's like right next to it, and she just sees my giant like frame, and she's like I see her go like this, and she goes, "I thought you were a ghost." I'm like, "What the fuck do you mean? You thought I was a ghost? You know I'm in this room." I told them where I was gonna be.
She said, I thought you were black.
The crazy thing is I only wear black scrubs.
Yeah, hell
Only wear
yeah.
Black straps.
Scrubs.
Oh, scrubs.
Yeah.
All I wear.
They represent. Yes, sir.
Dude, I just sweat a lot. Everything else shows sweat.
Yeah, that should be nasty. Like people wearing white, they like lift up. You see like the fucking yellow sweat shit. Like,
Yeah, you're not seeing that on me, dog.
does that not wash out, or do people not wash their shit?
It washes out. It's just like that's what color your fucking sweat is.
Really? It's
Yeah.
yellow.
Yeah, salt.
Yeah.
That's-
Yeah.
Salt's white.
Salt is white, but it's like salt.
when
and
It's
it
like
gets-
mixed in
when
with
it
like
gets,
your shit. Yeah,
and
yeah.
like grease, your oil.
Yeah.
So if niggas have that, that just means they haven't washed their shit. Like washed their shirt.
Or
No,
they-
that just means
they
they're probably
sweat
sweating a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like me, if I had a white shirt on now, you would fucking see it. I just don't. I have a black shirt on.
Okay.
I took a shower 12 hours ago, maybe.
That is true, yeah. Because when you get into like a sauna, you're like sweating off the fat. Yeah. I didn't know that. Huh.
You're crazy. You guys have any unethical things that you want to do?
That I want to do.
Yeah, like research stuff that you think that you could do.
Some unethical stuff.
Yeah, or immoral.
I don't know. I mean, no, but I thought it was interesting. Um, I thought it interesting, like, fuck, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't fuck. But an interesting talking point is like, if we should like kill niggas or kill not niggas specifically,
Specific.
but kill people based off of like if they're like contributing to society or whatever. Like if they're sick, right? And there's like a deathbed or there's like a bed, but you know,
yeah, like somebody that's
do we pick?
vegetable.
Yeah, like they're like, let's say they're even like the same age, like they're the same age, but we don't have one room. Like, do we get the dude who is a first come first served basis, or do we get the dude who maybe is like an athlete who maybe can provide more entertainment for people against like I don't know, maybe a McDonald's worker? I don't know.
Keep it in McDonald's.
You can pay for it. Now, you can pay for it now.
What, the bed?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
If you go to the right place, you can pay for it.
Yeah,
Not any of our major hospitals around here, you're not going to be doing that. But if you go to like clinics, there are clinics around here that you can pay
Is it like just like a first come first served basis, right?
supposed to be.
for. It kind of, but it also depends on severity.
Yeah,
If-
yeah, definitely that.
If you're just fucking recovering from like a collapsed lung or whatever, like get out of here. Like
If you like,
this dude.
if you
over
just
here-
like broke your hand and it's not like turning crazy purple and swelling, and then this guy comes in and he has been in a car crash,
yeah, and his whole face is just like
it's him.
scraped off.
It's him.
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
came in 3 hours after. Yeah, it's him.
Yeah, it's like when I go to the emergency room. I don't think there's ever been a time where I've gone to the emergency room and not instantly gone in when there's a huge thing outside. It's because usually when I go to the ER, I'm like super fucked up.
Like it's definitely based on severity. Main.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't think there's any immoral.
Things that you want to test, nothing you want to find out.
I mean, there's shit I want to find out, but like I'm not gonna like kill people for it. You know, the answer is like
But would you if it was not considered immoral?
well, then you would just
I think the more interesting question would be like, if you were in that shoe of like the cancer patient, would you want people to do immoral shit to
would
help you
you
find a cure or
like,
something
would
like
you
that?
wanna be a part of the cure? Is
Yeah,
that kinda what you're asking?
I 100%.
Either that
100%.
or like if they're like, hey man, like you're terminally ill with like stage 4 fucking colon, like
Yeah. I would. If I know I'm gonna die anyway,
Yeah.
I would at least I feel like that's an honorable thing to do, at least.
I think for me, they would have to explain, like, how they're gonna do it. Like, what they're gonna do. For me, mainly just 'cause I'm curious. Like, how do you plan on trying to find the cure to cancer using my colon cells?
I think if I was at that point, I like to learn, but at that point, I'd be like, just I don't have any use with this information. I'm gonna
I'm
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't know if it's because I'm black, but a lot of black people don't trust like the medical industry like
I'm
that.
it's
Because my first instinct was like, I want to know if this is like legit or
no,
if like you're just pushing me to like be your experiment or be your
that's
lab
real.
rat or
That's real.
like how legit is this? Who's backing you? Who's like
Yeah,
why? Like what? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm more than the next guy want to be would help with that, but I don't want to just be some lab rat just for some dude to hide the cure or like sell for $1 billion
Yeah.
to the world or like
Whatever that dude is, that the Wu-Tang album.
yeah yeah whereas the
Oh,
Wu Tang
yeah.
album
That guy.
he just creates like
Martin
a
Shkreli, fuck you.
he's like yeah I have like infinite fucking cures for cancer, but I'm only gonna give out
They can buy the
200,000 a year.
off-brand, it's cheaper. I'll make mine 1,000.
You get blood clots.
But yeah, you get blood clots. Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, I don't know. Black
But
people
it's true.
in the medical industry, well, you know what?
Yeah,
It's
It's
not
true.
yeah, skeptical.
very skeptical.
But yeah, no, I don't think it's selfish to say no. Like, no, I don't want to be a part of that. Like, that's definitely
Oh yeah,
it's
Yeah, it's your
100%.
choice, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's a selfless or self like narrative to be had there.
do you
So,
think you should take your family into consideration too?
like, would I want a family member to do that? If they were
No,
telling me
like would you take them into consideration of
No.
like
in this situation.
would their input or their opinion matter to you whether you go and do that research or not? No,
No,
Nope. Not for me.
damn, y'all just like fuck.
no.
This is my life,
Especially
nigga.
if I'm at the point where I'm not offering, like, if I'm damn, if I'm like working a job and if it's reliant on me that they stay in the house and that roof stays over their head, yeah, sure. Then it will. But if they're not relying on me and I'm just there,
Yeah, you're just there. Yeah.
then no. Like, that's just me though. Like, if they were dependent on me, then sure. Like, yeah, then I probably wouldn't do it, and what they said would matter. Like, if I knew they couldn't make it up. But if they were gonna be just fine without me there, they might just be sad. Yeah, sure, I'm out. But I want to be guaranteed that it's not just gonna be like the experiment isn't just gonna be thrown.
Oh, so now you want guarantee?
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't think about it. That was a
Yeah,
great
yeah,
point.
yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Then again,
Y'all niggas like to sign your life away. They don't ask
there's a
questions.
certain injectable that is given. Well, started.
Bro, Ozempic?
No.
No, I'm not gonna say it for certain reasons.
There's an eye.
It's meant to treat
Horses.
COVID.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It's an injectable though,
Once you
not
say it.
ivermectin.
Oh, I thought you
Oh,
were
I thought
talking
that's what
about
you were talking about.
ivermectin.
No. Because like it's linked back to me. I don't.
Yeah.
I can't be held liable for that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Welcome to the
okay.
medical, baby.
I've only got two of them, and I probably won't get another.
Two of what? Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. I only because I was required.
Yeah. I mean,
I would have done it, but I was never required to.
nope. Nah.
And I had already had COVID. I was
Yeah.
like, you know what?
Dude,
It's not that
the
bad.
second one
It
took
was
my ass
terrible.
out.
It was bad. I'm not even cap. That shit. I mean, it felt like the flu. It just felt like a worse flu to me. Like I was fucking.
I had a 4
My body was.
Holy shit. Yeah, I've only had
4 times.
once.
Only his immune system crashed.
I work in all the last 3 times I got it was when I was
That
working
is
at my
true.
job.
That is
Yeah.
Yeah. First time I got it was when I was at Lowe's. Second time I got it, I had just started my job and I gave it to him. Gave it him his
Yep.
first time.
Yeah. Jamie and me. Yep.
I gave it super spread.
I always get sick in like February, which I looked up. I guess that's like the peak of like the flu
The
is in
flu,
February, which I
yeah.
didn't know.
We actually had 2 peaks. Crazy.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, right after Christmas, and then it dropped off, and then February, and
Yeah,
right back up.
I got mine in February. I had the flu February. That took me out for like a week. But
My mom's
bro,
got it.
I fucking hit my body with the juice. I had multi-min vitamins, nigga. I had cranberry juice, bro, and Dayquil, nigga. I was fucking rocking it, dog. I was out for it probably had me down for a good like maybe 2-3 days, and after that I was like, all right, I think I'm
Should have given
good.
you the ghost stuff, dude. The electrolyte stuff.
That's what I was looking for. I was like, bro,
Yeah.
I should fucking hit this dude up, tell him what fucking get my body right, bro. I was not fucking around. I gave my body the shit Bane has, nigga, to fucking juice him up and get him buff, nigga. That's what I did.
I was born in the dark.
I was born in the dark.
Molded by it.
I was taking that shit fucking Brock Lesnar takes, nigga, to get his shit.
Get a fucking F5.
Yeah, nigga. Yo, my cells were F5 and the fuck out of the fucking flu, nigga. I'm telling you, bro. I was out for like really, I was like in bed out for like 3 days.
Okay.
After that, it was
Yeah.
just more of like, I just got a stuffy nose and it's more building my confidence up because I would get up and like, I'll get winded from moving. I'm like, fuck, I gotta lay back down.
Your cells turned into 09 Randy Orton.
Yeah. Yo, the
Hot
legend killer,
motherfuckers,
nigga. Yo.
Oh shit. All right, that's gonna wrap up this episode. As you can tell, that I'm unethical with a lot of stuff. They're 50-50.
Are you unethical?
You're a nice
I
human
am.
being, Jonas. You just don't
Yeah,
want
yeah.
to be.
Do
You
you
just don't
think-
want to be.
You
Jonas.
just don't want to be. Are you unethical?
I think I.
Why do you
You just don't want people to think you're nice, so they
bro,
don't bother you.
How does an unethical person love cats?
Because
You
cats
were willing.
are unethical.
You were willing to murder a man on your balcony for
On your
these
balcony,
cats.
yeah, for these cats, and
Yeah.
for your family, bro. How are you unethical?
I think it's just for research stuff.
Research stuff.
Yeah.
Do you really feel that way, or do
I
you
just
think,
want to know what's on the inside, Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer. Yeah, let me know why you
I
decided.
think it
to kill the-
depends.
I just want to see the
Like,
gut.
like I'm very like, and if it gets us the human like race, I guess society advances it, then I'm like hell yeah. But if
Okay,
there's like no point to it, and it's just somebody bored, then nah.
like to what degree though? Like for instance, I don't know. To be honest, I don't really know. Like when we go to like World War II, like Nazis, if their experiments ever actually produced anything.
They were all unethical. They never gave. real good
Some
Yeah.
of
answers.
them did like they did find stuff from it.
Because that's more. Because that was.
but
the
it was
question.
very few.
Yeah, that was more like the question. I was because I never fucking heard of anything coming from that stuff. But let's say it did. Would you think like would that be okay for you? Like
Yeah,
I'm talking about like all the fucking
for me, yeah.
the torture, the terrible shit that the
But
Nazis
look at
did.
the results it gave us.
But do you really feel like that, or do you are you just saying?
no,
that
I
just
do.
be- Why you say that?
Because it advances human life.
So then why not just keep doing that?
I don't know. I think we should. I think we should.
Hunter, I need you to back him up.
I'm not backing him up. I can't ride with that. I can't.
I can't either.
You know what's crazy? I shared a room with him.
Hunter, you asked his brother. Do you think he really believes in that or no? Do you think he's
I think he's
potted? You think he's potted?
I think he's doing it 50-50.
What are
You
you
think
talking
I think
about?
he's doing
50% of
it-
it's true and the other 50% of it's not?
I think it's 50-50. I think
Like he wants the horrible
if
shit.
it
but just
was
not on
really
people?
happening, he probably wouldn't.
He would be. Yeah, he would.
Like
feel
if it
bad.
was someone he knew, it
I
might
would join.
be.
You would join him. You would join a part of the experiment.
If he
What
was,
if they're like, Mr. Red right now is about to be tortured to cure fucking cancer cats?
Hey,
He has
We're-
no
I'm
cancer.
gonna
Nothing.
tell him he doesn't have cancer. Then
No,
why
so
are we
I'm saying-
testing him?
Because we can.
No, we
The
got
Jews,
it.
the
we have
Jews
to
didn't have
get-
anything either. You fucking
It
Hitler
has
got
to-
them.
they just had gold teeth.
Listen,
Gold
it has to make sense. Gotta make sense.
That does make sense. Like, hey, like
No, because he doesn't have
thi-
cancer.
that's the point. He doesn't have cancer. We gotta
now,
study
if we
him.
took
We
like
gotta
that
study.
baby.
No, we gotta study him, and we gotta see how we can maybe influence cancer in this non-cancerous.
Why are we trying to influence cancer?
You're asking way too many questions for a nigga who apparently is unethical about this shit.
Why do you want to know the ethics?
Yeah,
of
why
this,
do you
sir?
want to know about it so much?
Shit. Oh fuck.
Who cares if it's ethics?
Yeah, who cares if it's fucking
What's the
ethical?
reason for it? Who cares? Why are we giving the cat cancer? Well, we're curing it.
Yeah, we're trying to
Jonas.
cure it. Why the fuck matter?
Now you gotta start with people that already have cancer.
We are, and we're getting the niggas who don't.
We're gonna see if we can give it and then
and then take it away. We want to play God.
Here's your cake. No, you can't eat it.
Oh god.
No, I don't think
Don't
he fully
that.
believes.
Yeah,
I don't think he fully believes it. He may say he does, but I think when it actually, like, it was actually happening in front of him, he would question it a lot harder.
You seen any documentaries on that? On, like the torture and shit on like World War II, like Germany?
I've seen like sleep experiment stuff and
Sleep experiment stuff.
yeah,
Sleep
That's it?
deprivation.
like sleep deprivation.
You never see them like gas people, put them in the ovens and shit like that. None of the brutal shit.
the oven
freezing
thing
them.
is just the gas.
Seeing them how cold a human body can like last without dying or whatever.
Yeah,
How
that's
hot.
a good thing to learn.
Yeah,
It's a good thing to learn right
Send a
there.
motherfucker up
but
to
they
Everest.
weren't. But they weren't hot though. Like the humans were hot. Like why do it? You know.
you
You know what I'm saying? Like they weren't.
We were trying to
burning.
figure out how
Why
how-
freeze them?
Oh my god.
There's-
That
there's
didn't
re-
make sense, Joe.
Yeah, that totally made
I
sense.
just fucked a hole in his argument. Doesn't
Totally.
make any sense,
Yeah,
Joe.
yeah. Trying to figure out how long the body can last before it freezes, like and dies.
Yeah, but the people.
But
that
someone
they're
doesn't
doing
have
on-
to die for it.
Huh?
Figure it. You don't have to. Someone doesn't have to die to figure that out.
Well, how would we know then?
How would you know what the
point-
limit
yeah,
is?
How would you know what the point is?
You could definitely get someone close. You don't have.
Or we'd
to,
be like, he's not dead yet. Let's go until he dies, and then
Yeah.
we'll fucking kind of
We can res
threshold
them.
that.
We got stuff to revive people.
And we try to revive him.
The thing is it's so hard to warm up a body once past the cold point. It's
Yeah.
so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So once you get past a certain point, yeah, it's hard to keep the
I
body
guess you
going.
can get to like hypothermia,
Yeah.
or the shit where your hand turns black and you like cut it.
Frostbite.
Frostbite,
necrosis.
yeah.
Necrosis.
Oh, so that's like illegal.
Necrosis is when the tissue dies.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So
of,
when
was
your finger
necrosis.
turns black and you got to cut it off, it's necrosis. That-
Okay.
Yeah, you can get to that point, and then you could be like, okay, this is the limit, because after that, they're gonna die anyways.
I think we can learn it by people doing it
Or
on
like,
accident.
what's the limit? What's the limit to where we could bring him back?
That's
That's
the
a
limit
complete.
right
That's
there.
another thing. See, like, well, those people are living. They don't need to be dead. You know.
Hey Kanye.
Yeah.
Jesus
All right,
Christ.
Kanye.
Go ahead, release another album. Down to 3.
Down to 3. That is crazy. I don't think you believe that. I think you're capping.
No,
I'm called
shit.
cappuccino on that.
Jonas, do you really think it was 6 million?
You think it was 6 million?
No.
You think it even happened?
Yeah,
You think it happened?
yeah.
Okay.
Survivors tell stories. It's like 50-50 unethical stuff. Like it's gotta make sense.
So you were fine with the Nazi experiment.
It has to make sense. Not all.
What does that mean? Like, what do you mean? Does
That
it
motherfucker
like
was taking people with mismatched eyes, heterochromia, and then taking them with their twins and switching the eyes to see if they'd still work.
switching the eyes or trying to dye
now
their
you know it
eyes to
doesn't
make
work.
it match?
But now you know it doesn't work.
You didn't have to find the motherfucker with mismatched eyes to figure that
I
out.
know, right? Specifically,
You
the
could have
Jew as
taken
well.
fucking
Like,
Jimbo. Yeah. Why did they have to be Jew?
No.
In your
shit.
mind, they're inferior. Why would you take the inferior ones and do that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
Of course, it's not gonna work. You know.
Jones got got.
What are you talking about?
Jones got got. He said that makes sense.
He said,
Doesn't
"I'm gonna
know.
become an artist right now."
You know, artist, right?
Oh shit.
So you're okay with that, but you're not okay with your cat getting injected cancer to try to help find a cure of cancer
Because why are we injecting cancer? We know it kills.
because we don't know how to control it. I don't know.
Then why do
You
start
can
with
you can easily make an
why
argument
don't
for
you
that.
start with a cat that already has cancer?
We have,
with
we have,
Nitro?
but we have gotten to a point where okay, we need to try it on a live one, see how it develops.
Yeah, like Nitro, who already has cancer.
He-
We can
That's what I'm
watch.
saying. He already has cancer. We already did the experience for the cats that have cancer. We're trying to get a cat now that has no cancer and inject it into him and see how it evolves.
But we already know
This
how it
new- this-
evolves.
let's-
We've
let's
already
say-
done the
Let's
test.
say we have this new fucking cancer that we could do that we're testing on, or some new cure or some shit. I don't know.
We've
that we
already
can-
done.
Like now he's trying to make
Would you-
fucking.
We already
Would
have
you-
this. stuff.
Chemical
Excuses.
warfare.
But when it comes to eyes and shit, like that seems like it's a good
No,
idea.
there's lab.
Steal the
grown
rings,
cancer.
take the eyes.
Okay. We're trying to figure out how we can change the eye color of fucking
We've already figured that out.
red. I was gonna call him Red Velvet. That's not his
Red
name.
Velvet?
What's his name?
Mr. Red.
Mr. Red. Yeah. I don't know why it's called Velvet.
Oh my god. But we've already figured out how to change the iris color on people.
On a
We've already-
cat.
It's the same thing as human.
Well, you put food dye in it.
No, there's you gotta poke it with some fucking needle thing, and then you can either tattoo it or it changes the cells. I can't remember the exact like procedure, but like you could go into the doctors today,
Mhm.
and you could be like, I want to change the color of my eye. Now you
Not
would
my
have to pay
doctor.
a
Not mine.
shit ton of fucking money, and there's not a guarantee that it changes your eye color and not make you blind.
That's crazy. They allow you to do that shit?
No, not where I'm at.
None of us do it.
We'll give you a cortisone shot. Here, help with your inflammation.
So what if it was like a biology thing? Cats like we want to see, I don't know how we can expedite the fucking life cycle of a cat, or meaning like see if we can make this nigga age quicker. Because I think I just read something
But what
about.
purpose does that serve?
I
How does that advance the cat life?
don't fucking
Meat
know.
farm.
There you go.
Wheat farm?
Meat.
Meat farm.
Yeah.
We're eating cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're eating
Hey,
cats.
hey, you can't fucking discriminate against that,
If
brother.
the population keeps going up, we gotta feed them somehow. Mr. Red goes in the
We do
incinerator.
Feed
that
them,
with chickens.
or we can advance, or we can expedite their fuck, what is it when
Their hormones.
no,
help
like
them
their
grow.
reproduction. We can have.
We probably already done that.
I don't fucking know. Would that be okay though?
I mean, we do that
Jojo,
with
It advances their
we've
life.
done that
Joe,
with,
stand on business. Stand on
Yeah.
business.
we've done that with humans. They've
What?
done that with humans. They had
They still do.
there was an egg farm. They were giving these women like they thought they were doing some other thing, and then they like held them hostage, said like took their passports,
Mhm.
and they were injecting them with hormones to make them produce their eggs, release their eggs faster, and they were collecting eggs, selling.
That's nasty.
Crazy.
That's weird.
Oh,
I don't know how I feel about that.
I know.
Is it
ethical.
humans?
Human. They were doing it to humans.
Were the women being paid?
No.
Oh, it was just like, hey, dude, like
No. They said, oh, you're
We're
gonna come
gonna
here, you're gonna
extract
do
you
this
like a-
job, and then pay you this much.
They
They were
never
like,
did,
yeah, right. Like,
we don't have
give
any
us
money.
the egg, you know.
Thanks for the eggs, dog.
And they
You
had
just got
they weren't gonna
caviar.
release them until they just stopped.
Yeah, they say, yeah, you chicken poop, nigga. Like, thank
Straight
you.
up. Straight up.
How long does it
Straight
take for a woman to grow an egg in her body? Like a month?
I hope I'm not.
I don't
I
know
have
like
no
the
idea.
specific like but that's like
Yeah.
them having a cycle and shit. Like, that's
Yeah.
them getting rid of an egg, growing a new one, and then getting rid of it.
Be dead. I don't one egg or if it's multiple at a time. All right, guys.
Now we can go ask
I don't know either.
Jamie in the bedroom.
Why? Cause she a woman? You think she'll know?
Yeah.
Nigga, I don't know how many nuts I have. No, I'm joking. No. Well, I guess technically, like, I don't know how much sperm count I have. So,
Yeah.
how would a
Separate
woman know
it.
that? Like, would a woman know like how much eggs she has in her, or like?
No, just an
No,
approximation.
yeah. They have like there's like a maximum amount. They just
Yeah.
What if it's that for Mr. Red? Like, we're test his ball sack, see what we could do. Chop off his balls and see if we
they're
can,
already gone.
grow something or something. I don't know.
What's
So,
the advantage?
I'll do
How
some
does it
experiment.
advance their life?
Reproduction.
So it's to
Reproduction
help-
advancement. Yep.
Then
Help
yeah. Yeah.
This thing, I just made some fucking random generic
It
shit.
has-
That's what I have to tell
It has
them.
to advance the life. Like it has to increase the.
What if
the,
it's
So as long as it's
prevention though?
so you're saying
That's
as long as it's beneficial.
Yeah.
It's
It has to
yeah.
be beneficial.
yeah, it's beneficial. Yeah.
Then yeah.
We're gonna inject cancer in his body so
How
we
is
can
that beneficial?
because it's gonna give us
But it's good
more
for-
information
More information for the other.
for the other cats. Yeah. For the whole
don't
experiment,
see
for
it.
this whole thing. No, nigga.
I don't
no,
see how that's
nigga.
beneficial.
It's beneficial because it's information.
But why don't we do it from the cats that already have cancer?
We
What if
have.
what if we already cured them? We need to know more.
We need to know more information. Like,
All right, then that works then.
yeah.
If we've already found the cure to
we
cancer,
found the hole.
We found the hole.
I found the clitoris.
So we
This
found
nigga
the
just got
cure to
light
cancer.
Yagami, nigga.
That- if
Okay.
you were here.
Okay, so we found the cure to cancer on cats. So now we're trying to inject cancer into cats to see how it evolves.
Mhm.
Yeah, that works because then we can just cure them.
Well, maybe not. Maybe this new evolved cancer grows
Yeah.
something different. You know,
And we don't. Now
now the cure is useless.
we got to find another.
Now I gotta find another cure. Now I gotta spend more cats.
That's what testing's for.
Yeah,
Shout out Mr.
exactly.
Red,
That's what
you got
testing's
cancer.
for. So you're all for that?
Yeah. If our starting point is we already have a cure to cancer, yeah.
Straight piece over here.
Got him. Got him. Jojo, your logic doesn't make any sense.
It does. Dude. It's beneficial.
You gotta
dude.
just stand on business. Why does beneficial matter? Those two questions. Why not just like even? Well, I guess not necessarily if it's beneficial, but if nothing comes out of the experiment, that's still okay though too, right?
What do you mean by that?
Like we're trying to inject. I don't know why we keep going on
Okay,
this,
okay. How
but
do I?
you
So
think what I'm saying?
I think I know what you're saying. So if
Like we're trying to find.
I'm saying it's okay if the end goal is supposed to be beneficial.
Yeah, but if we.
If it ends up not being, then it doesn't.
Mhm.
That's just how science goes.
Yeah, yeah.
So if their hearts are in a good place, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If their heart's in a good place, that's
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
Yeah.
But in what form? Like, what if
Okay.
their heart's like, yeah, we want to fight cancer, but we want to keep it for ourselves?
We're gonna have to fucking shoot them.
Bullshit.
We gotta put them down.
Bullshit. They didn't shoot Hitler when he was doing that shit.
He shot himself.
He shot himself. So like, at what point? I don't know. What point is so you care about if they have a good heart?
He
But
does care.
But the
He does.
ethics of it is
He
How
does.
you
not
get
a good
there.
hearted
I
at
told you
all.
he cares. I
How
told
you
he
get
cares.
there is that's up to you to decide, brother.
So you don't care about the journey. You just care about the destination.
Exactly, brother.
Hey, go see medical help if something hurts, man.
Yeah.
I had a family member recently. I don't want to get too into it, but I had a family member recently who fucking just died of cancer, like literally, like cancer, and it was like stage 4 already. So
Got him.
if you feel something funky about your body and you feel like it's not right, go to the doctors and at least get it checked out. Worst case scenario, or actually, yeah, worst case scenario, I probably should say that. Best case scenario, they just tell you it's nothing. Like you probably slept wrong. You know what I'm saying? Or you could have something, but you caught it early enough to,
Yeah.
do something about it, take action.
I
Yeah,
I
no,
agree, but also I've got a lot of people coming in that are like, I got this and this, this. Very few. One of them, a bajillion.
so don't fucking go there.
No,
nigga.
you should go. Don't terrorize 5 different doctors though, saying I got this wrong with me, and I got this wrong with me, and I got this wrong with me, and they're all telling you the same thing. If I say seek multiple opinions, but if they're all telling you the same thing,
You should
odds
listen to
are
all.
odds are it's probably the same. But always seek medical help if anything is wrong.
Yeah.
If something
something's
isn't
not out of
right
the
and you
ordinary.
don't feel right, you definitely should.
Alrighty. That'll be all. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.
Doses.
Promote Jula.